Hi there, fellow pilots. This is Captain Rich. Now, it's been 7 days, over 7 days, it took me to re download MSFS 2020. I'm going to show you the fix that I eventually learned from watching countless videos and find out a solution that actually worked for me. So, let me start by showing you when I select here. I'm going to click start and timer. Now it's on my left screen, and in about 13 seconds, it's going to switch to the main screen in front of me. And I'm going to give you the time that it takes to load from clicking the icon. See, there it is. That was about 14 seconds. And now from clicking to the OBS initial startup with the sound to the main screen. Now, before this, I put everything on the reinstall on my D drive, which is 4 terabytes. So I had trouble with that. Now, the initial reason for me to uninstall was during an airport download. Something went wrong, and I, not knowing exactly what to do, deleted a file that caused corruption with the entire game. So it led to me uninstalling everything and taking things out of community folder. And at that time, I was not familiar with all the files except for the community folder, just by putting add-ons. So this is the results of over 7 days of tweaking and learning from the experts online and how to fix it. I did almost everything in trying to find a solution here, and I found that this works best. Now, it is currently the running launch MSF launch is on my C drive. I moved it, and then I have the big files, the one store on my D drive. Now, right now it's 1 minute 52 seconds. So let's wait and see how long. So I wanted to do real time to see how long it takes to get to here. And when I had everything on my hard drive, on the D drive, it took about 6 minutes to get to the main screen. 2 minutes 18 seconds. Now, normally I've been checking it, and it's around 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. So we're at 2 minutes 30 seconds now. My flight display just came on. My switch, my multi-panel switch just lit up, and then soon you're going to hear FS Realistic connected. We're coming up on 3 minutes. Now, while I had it on my hard drive, I set my cache to 64 gigs. I learned about that. It was default on 8, and when I did it on 64, yeah, FS Realistic. So what happened? It was smooth. The game ran, and with 64 gigs, because I have a large terabyte. Large hard drive. But when I was at the airport and I checked everything was working fine and tried to respawn on the main screen to select a different airport, it would crash the desktop. So that kept happening. So naturally, it means that something was corrupted or wasn't downloaded properly. Now, here is a key thing. When I was downloading, certain files would end with loops. So then I would just bypass that, shut it down, and then try again. Now that creates a problem because now it's 4 minutes exactly to this screen. So you see, so very good. Now from here, let's reset. Now I'm going to reset my timer on my flight yoke. So now let's go into here to select. let's go here. Let's go to the Caribbean. So let's go here. Departure. And I'm not going to go on the runway. We'll just pick here. And now I'm going to hit fly, and then I'm going to hit the timer. Okay, now let's see how long it takes to launch from the main screen to spawning at the airport. So as I was saying now, it was smooth. It's just the problem was the load time. That's the only difference without having it on an SSD. It's just the time in which it takes. It took 6 minutes, maybe a little more sometimes, to get me to the main screen when I had everything on the D drive. Switching the Microsoft Flight Simulator folder, the launch, to the C drive, it's better. Much faster launch. $50 seconds. I don't remember. I wrote it down. Maybe this takes 3 minutes. I'm not sure. So this is real time. We'll see. So remember, I'm going to tell you what I did after so many re-downloads and 10 hours. The next day, it was very, very annoying to go through that process. But 1 minute, 20 seconds. And look at this. 1 minute, 20 seconds to launch and outside here. And remember, I have the triple monitor set up. Huh? Beautiful. Look at that scenery. Oh, and the only thing I have running on it right now is AccuSeason and Google Maps. So now let's go back to main screen. Remember, I told you it used to crash at this point. So going back to main screen, we're timing that. Wow, less than 5 seconds. And this is the fix. Now, let me just go ahead and tell you what I did from here. I went to here after the re-download and content manager. I used the Xbox app, and then there was 30 that needed updating. So what I would normally do in the beginning was just select all and let it run. And research says, you know what, it's best to do one at a time. So what I did was I would click on one, and then when I click install, some would just go through right away, and then others would give me the 00. Shows as if it's running by the ... over here. However, it was not installing. So what I did at that point, I would stop, shut down the game, restart my computer, because if you start right after shutting it down, it would freeze and I would have to use Task Manager to end it, but then it would say 2 versions were running. So after I closed this, I restarted the computer, go to a different folder, and then or download, and download each one. And what I found out was that some of them, when I looked into the internal files, I would see when I turned into the internal files, they were connected. So I had to do it in order. For example, if Europe, what's this? I forgot what the numeral. Okay, 3. I would have to download 2 first, and so on. So when I tried to do 3, it would not work properly. This was not explained anywhere, so I kind of found this out by accident. So I still had some that was not downloading, shut it down, went to another one, and then after I downloaded the ones that were working, then the ones that were giving me trouble, then it worked. Now, this is why before I found this solution was I would just bypass it and don't even come back to it and just continue doing it without this tricky maneuver here by deleting it from the O1 folder and then having the computer re-download it and fix the files. So it was still corrupted every time I tried to spawn. The files were there, however, they were corrupted. So this is the fix that I found. Just doing it one at a time. And when you find an issue, just cancel, close it down, and then go to another file. And somehow I believe that some of the fixes were linked to other files to be able to go through. And that's just what I found. And you saw here how well it worked. So, all right, let's go back here and pick a more complex airport. Yeah, JFK. And, oh yeah, and let's just do arrival. And then if I did that, let me turn on the power already. And then when I did that, it would crash. But now, this is the last one. This, let's see here. Oh, I didn't set the timer. Well, I started now, and let's say call that, give it 10 seconds. So let's see how long it's going to take to spawn. "15 seconds. I'll call it 25 seconds. But definitely recommend is the launch must be on C drive. And by the way, I created a not the Xbox game folder. I called it Flight Sim and put everything in there. And it has the community and official folder in there. And in the official folder, you have the one store folder with the subfolders in it. And it just works better that way. Very smooth. Okay, we're coming up on 1 minute. Okay, I think after this, look at that. 1 minute. Wow. Okay, so let's see here. Oh my goodness. And the smoothness. And remember, I have the cache set to 64 gigabytes. All right, let's see going into this landing. Oop, a little glitch there. But for the most part, oh yeah, it's good. Had much trouble with a lot of the add-ons by them not going into the correct folder. So there's nothing in my community folder right now. So now I've learned the hard way that I will put one add-on at a time and see if there's any loss of integrity in the current situation that I just shared with you now. And then I'll know if that's wrong or not. And specifically, Global VDGS, the global system. It showed up on all my airports. However, I don't know if you can help me with this one, where it shows that the gate number, but all the gates have the exact same number. It works fine. It directs me and brings me in, but it just shows, you know, when I use the drone, all the gates have the same number. That's not supposed to be, but hey. Okay, I just added flaps. Look at this up there. I love it like that instead of the name tag. All right, all power is cut. I mean, not power, just idle. See, I can live with the little stutter like that, but that won't happen continually because remember the catch is storing all of that on a 64 gig, so that won't happen again. All right. So you know what? I think.
Easy does it, Captain.
Oh yeah. No. Any questions? Please ask. I'm not an expert by far. It took me 7 days to get this running like this. So I think I had so much trouble trying to find a solution. So that's why I made this. So hopefully it helped someone out there that had have to uninstall for whatever reason. Alrighty, we're gonna stop right here. I'm Captain Rich, and thanks for watching.